For this video, we're going to find all zeros. Some of these are actually going to be complex numbers. So we're now going to add in the complex numbers. Now, here is a function that we saw on a previous video. We had 25x cubed minus 5x squared plus 8x plus 2. And we found that the zero, and you can check this on your calculator, but this is -1/5. And we went through a long explanation of how to get this, but now at this point we know that we just want to have this. Now, since it only crosses in one spot, the other two, because this is third, this is to the 3, okay, it's a cubic. Because of this degree, I know that I'm going to have 3 zeros, 3 answers, but the other two that aren't crossing are, we're going to have, the one rational that crosses, and this crosses the x-axis. And then we're going to have 2 complex numbers. Remember, I hope you remember that complex means that it contains an I. There's an I, which is the square root of -1. So whatever your degree is of your polynomial, that's going to help you see how many answers you're going to get. If we set this up in synthetic division, we're going to have 25, -5, 8, and 2. Drop the 25. -1/5 times 25, you can type it in your calculator if you need to, gives you -5. Add it to -5, you get -10. -1/5 times -10 is going to be 2. We're going to get 8 plus 2 is 10. -1/5 times 10 is the -2. All right, so I know that this is a factor. Look at what I have. I have 25x squared minus 10x plus 10. And I'm wanting to set this equal to 0. I can factor out a 5. And when I factor out that 5, and this is a 2 by the way, I do get smaller numbers. I can either put these smaller numbers, these coefficients, in the quadratic formula where you could either use A is 5, B is -2, and C is 2. Or you could have done just the original. A is 25, B is -10, and C is 10. Either way works. We'll get the same answer. This one here, we'll just have more to do at the end to reduce it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this, the simpler ones. This is x is -b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So when I put this in, I'm going to get negative of -2 plus or minus the square root of -2 squared minus 4 times 5 times 2 all over 2 times 5. 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 minus 40. So I'm going to get -36 in here over 10. This gives me 2 plus or minus 6i, because the square root of -36 is 6i over 10. Now a 2 can be pulled out of everything. Your best bet would be just to simplify it like this. So this would be 1/5 plus or minus 3/5. with an I here. Or you would have 1 plus or minus 3I all over 5. So either way, that will work, but this is the reduced version. You don't want to just knock out the 2 and the 10. Okay, so I am going to do one more video on this, so look for it. Thanks.